Welcome to the world's first Straight Talk Solarcast. This is your go-to podcast for answers about solar. Brought to you by Solar Harmonics in Northern California, who invite their customers to own their energy by purchasing a solar panel system for their home, business, or farm. Each episode, we discuss questions facing people making the decision to go solar. The solutions to your questions are given to you straight by one of the leading experts in the solar industry, Jamie Duran, president of Solar Harmonics. Feel free to search our library for answers to questions that you're facing when considering solar. And now, here's Adam Duran, our host with the questions, and Jamie Duran, our solar expert with Straight Talk Solarcast.
Hello, Jamie.
Hello, Adam.
How's everything in the land of solar this week?
Well, it's nice and warm. So lots of excited people who are getting the absolute highest electricity bills they've ever seen. Excited. And lots of people calling saying, hey, how do we transfer the solar? We're leaving California.
What?
So, lots and lots of people.
They want to bring it with them.
No, they just want to be done, and they can't, they're selling their place and moving out. So that's, I know it happens, and it's just, fascinating. It's, California did increase in population last year, but it'd be interesting to see the demographics of the people leaving versus the demographics of the people entering or, moving to California. But in any event, it's always exciting, and hot times in California mean high electricity bills from air conditioning. And so today I thought I would take a look at someone who is in the net energy metering 3.0 and how their electricity usage is looking year to date, because the people I have up on the screen, they're doing a very nice job of conserving power, but still using power at night. And what is their annual true up look like so far?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And net energy metering 3.0 is the one that started last year, right?
Started last year. Okay. And so with these new customers, when their solar power generates more power than they're using in the home, it goes back to PG&E. And it used to be under NEM 2.0 that it would be retail credit. And now under NEM 3.0, like a day like today under NEM 2.0 would be about 50 to 60 cents a kilowatt hour.
Wow.
And now it's about 7 cents under NEM 3.0. So what we tell a lot of people is, you have two choices really. And that is, first, we can install the solar and just be ready that it's going to offset the electricity cost basically in the spring, summer, and fall months, unless you're using a lot of nighttime power, like for EV charging, for example. And the winter months, we just don't have enough sun hours. So just expect a remainder bill in those months. And we do get people, well, I never want to see an electricity bill. We would have to install almost double the solar that we would normally, but we're over installing a little bit because people's electricity usage is going through the roof. And lots of people where we installed, 3-4 years ago are already saying, my true up bill is $5,000 and we haven't done anything different. And
except
I don't know about that, but I know. Well, did you get a heat pump? Well, yeah. And are you running it? Well, yeah. So those use electricity, and no one told me that. Yeah, no one told me that.
That's a good
one.
one.
Told me, and now my true-up bill is $8,000 or $11,000. So definitely check that out before we're going with the heat pump. See what your electricity usage is going to be. But anyway, back to the NEM 3.0. So one customer that I'm looking at now, kind of a retired couple, we put in I think 18 or 22 panels. They probably needed 15, 16. So we really overbuilt it because they were, they don't want to see an electricity bill. Completely get it, completely understand. They did not want to add batteries. And the reason batteries make sense is when that excess power that was going back to the grid now gets stored into a battery for use at nighttime, then you're not buying power from the grid. And so that's fantastic. but the batteries are very expensive. And
Right.
so let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say it's $20,000 for a battery, which is a lot. And if the person's bills, their true up bill is $1,000, and let's say it goes up, 3 to 5% every year. About how many years would the batteries take to offset that $1,000 true up bill?
Oh my gosh, math! At least 20 years. It seems
Just
like.
20 years. Well, probably less than 20 years, but
Okay.
probably close to 20 years. And so that's why I'm saying that, if
Wow.
you think about I never want to see an electricity bill, that statement is an emotional statement. It may not be
Yes.
the best financial statement. And so the best return on investment is that solar is offsetting the most expensive rates during the day and leaving the nighttime and winter months really for PG&E power. And so battery storage, if you really never want to see an electricity bill, it's the 2 or 3 battery system. And like I said, if each battery is 20,000, and then each one after that, let's just say it's $40,000 for 3 batteries. Now what's the break even? 40 years.
40 years.
In any event, so I think it's a long time for a battery to pay for itself. Batteries won't last 40 years.
And they don't last more than 10 years, right? Or something like that?
Well, the batteries now have a warranty of at least 70% of their original storage capacity after 10 years. So they're not ready for the garbage can or anything, or whatever is going to happen with these batteries. But they're going to continue to store power. So it's an interesting dilemma, interesting challenge. But I'm looking at these clients, and a lot of them do have negative true-up bills and without batteries. And that could just be that PG&E hasn't caught up on their billing system yet, because they weren't prepared at all for the NEM 3.0. And so we're definitely telling our clients, you must check your bills, your paper bills at a minimum, but we highly recommend checking it online at least once a month so you can see what your true-up bills are looking like. And that goes for pretty much anyone who has solar, whether you have a monthly true-up bill or an annual true-up bill. If you don't know, check with your utility company. Most cities and counties are using a community choice aggregation plan, so that most of them are on a monthly true-up bill, which means if you have a debit balance where you've used more power than your system produces, then you get billed for that difference. And so if you're on a credit, then if you've produced more power than your system uses, then the credit rolls forward to the next month. And so it's pretty interesting, pretty exciting, and so far so good that these clients who installed solar under NEM 3.0, and I let them know, we can always add a battery later. It's not, the NEM 4.0, at least as of today, has not been released, where PG&E starts penalizing people for solar. Not saying that's going to happen, but that might be the next version. And so we'll see what happens. It's always exciting in the land of solar. And
wow.
But we'll be continuing to watch these clients for the entire year to see if they are able to still offset their electricity bill with just solar in the NEM 3.0 landscape. But spring, summer, and fall, we can offset, and winter months, probably not. So we'll see. Maybe it's a really sunny winter, and we'll see how it goes. But it'd be more interesting if it was a cloudy, rainy winter, and then we can see how the solar performs on the annual basis. So very exciting. Any questions so far?
No, just the difference between NEM 2.0 and 3.0 it's just massive, right?
Well, and that's the expectation, is that it's massive. But if you have extra power and you're sending it, if the solar panels that we're installing today, they are so productive, it's really incredible. And so if they're overproducing what we think they're going to produce, and we estimated high already, you're still getting that 7 cents per kilowatt hour credit. It's not 60, of course. That's awesome. Those days are long gone. I don't think we'll ever see those again. But the new reality is if you're overproducing and it's still 7 cents a kilowatt hour, then we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what at the end of the 12 months, how it's really actually looking for these customers. But so far they're still overproducing, and they're not seeing an electricity bill. And so far they're reporting back. It's very, very nice, and they're loving their systems. And the people who have batteries are loving their systems too, by the way. So they love having the peace of mind that if there is a power outage, that they will have backup power, and that they'd be able to control that now. So they can set the battery reserve, and they feel good about that. So no downside again to going solar, except for the cost. Costs are still crazy. But
well, so during the winter months, what do you? I mean, I guess you try and conserve. That's your advice.
Well, it's really most people are still on the time of use plan. So that means the winter months, the rates go down after 7 p.m., I believe. So and there's different rate plans, but the most common one is the E time of use plan D for PG&E customers. And if you're using power from 4 to 9, those are the peak times. And so that's when their rates are most expensive, after 9 p.m. If you can run dishwasher, furnaces are generally running on natural gas. But I mentioned earlier about heat pumps. California is going to be phasing out natural gas, so it'll be running on electricity. And the heat pumps we're seeing use a lot of electricity. So to heat the home is going to be very expensive with electricity. A lot of people are on propane if they're kind of in rural areas. So solar will still make a lot more sense than using propane. But natural gas is still a bargain, but a lot of companies are pushing, the utility companies and the legislature in Bay Area Clean Energy or Clean Air Alliance are pushing everyone to move to heat pumps. But they use a lot of electricity. So definitely ask that question. What's my kilowatt hour usage that I can expect in the winter months? This heat pump. Because
that heat pump
won't have enough solar.
It heats your whole house, right?
It's great. Yeah. I mean, it heats the house, and it's one appliance that does air conditioning and heating. And it's so in California, a lot of times if you have to replace the air conditioner and your furnace, because they're 30 years old, it's looking, $36,000-$40,000 now. And so a heat pump is about 1/3 the price, and most HVAC companies not excited about that because they like to charge $30,000-$40,000. Mm-hmm. It's just everything in California is getting outrageously expensive, and other states, with the people thinking, I'm going to move to a different state and things will be better. It'll be better for now. But things in California tend to spread as municipalities and governments say, it worked in California, it can work here. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Coming soon, but at least for now, solar in NEM 3.0 makes the most sense when we're going to offset spring, summer, fall electricity usage and leave, try and offset most of winter, but you might have a remainder bill in the winter months. So that's still my recommendation.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Jamie. We're going to wrap it up there.
Beautiful.
If you have a question for Jamie for an upcoming episode, you know what to do. Go to our Facebook page, Straight Talk Solarcast, send us a message through there. If you'd like to visit a library of our past episodes, go to solarharmonics.com, click on the podcast link at the top of the page, and you'll be taken to a library of our past episodes, and you can search it. So if you have a question, very likely Jamie has answered it in a previous podcast. So go do that. And finally, if you have a friend considering going solar, this would be a great podcast to refer to them. What better friend is that? We always ask. I don't know. Until next time, everyone. See you.
That's all for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of Straight Talk Solarcast with solar expert Jamie Duran. Join us each week for more answers to your solar questions. Speaking of questions, got some? Email us at solarcast@solarharmonics.com and we'll be sure to give you an answer in an upcoming episode. This episode of Straight Talk Solarcast is brought to you by Solar Harmonics, the leading solar energy developer in Northern California, who invite you to own your energy. Visit them on the web at www.solarharmonics.com.